broke down and there's a little girl missing.
Ma'am? Hello?
What happened to your face?
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2021 horror film The Darkness of the Road, a film that is written and directed by Eduardo Rodriguez, and it stars Nahara Townsend, Leah Lauren, and it focuses on Nahara Townsend's character, Siri, who is a mother travelling cross country with her daughter in the car. Now her daughter has been poorly and is poorly, and while she's travelling cross country she picks up like a hitchhiker, Iris, and they break down in the middle of nowhere, and then some strange events start happening that seem to be connected to their pasts, her daughter, and everything in between. Right, what are my thoughts on The Darkness of the Road? Well, this film actually in many ways is quite a thoughtful horror film. It's quite an ethereal horror film. It gets the imagination going. There's lots of nice imagery going on. It's got a huge Jacob's Ladder vibe, going for it. And ultimately for me, once I'd kind of made my mind up what was going on, it never really deviated away from that in my mind, and it turned out to be the truth. So ultimately the film delivered very few surprises for me, and it gets a little bit, I don't know, when you watch this film it feels like one long dream sequence or one long nightmare sequence that you never wake up from, or the character never wakes up from. So it never feels like it's grounded. Right from the very first frame of the film, really, something just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel grounded. Right from she stops at like a gas station to get some supplies and things aren't right there. The fact that there's the road is just darkness everywhere. There's no more traffic on the road. Everything just feels off. Everything just doesn't seem right. And then as the film goes on, those suspicions are confirmed. Things aren't right, and there's these strange occurrences that continue to go on. But because you never really feel like it's grounded in any real reality, this film, you don't believe anything you see, because it just seems like everything that you're told in this film is a lie. You presented one truth and then it turns out to be something completely different. So you don't know where you are when you're watching this film, and it's a real shame because there's some real clever imagery going on. There's some great use of lighting here by the director. And while the film, you could argue, is certainly not original in its approach to telling its story, there have been quite a few horror films done like this before in regards to when you realise what's going on. It does it reasonably effectively, I suppose is what I'm trying to say here. And most of that is through the strong performances by the cast here. Nahara Townsend, who plays Siri, the mother. You believe her performance. You believe that she's this mother doing her best to protect her child. And then you've got Leah Lauren, who's this hitchhiker that she picks up, who you never really fully trust. You believe her performance as well. It's just a slightly bit off kilter in a sense of this relationship that they've got together. There's lack of distrust, and then the realisation that they've only got each other, I suppose. So there are aspects of this film that do work. The imagery that we get to see in this film, even though you wouldn't describe this film as overly frightening, I don't remember really being particularly frightened watching this film. But there are certainly some disturbing imagery going on, and it is reasonably effective in getting that across. But like I say, you just really struggle to settle with this film because it just feels like you're just watching one long nightmare that someone's having. and that is, you know, obviously I'm not going to spoil the film, but it just, there's no reality to it. There's nothing grounded in it. You don't really know anything about this character other than she's travelling cross country with her daughter and her daughter's ill, sort of thing. And even though it kind of filters through little snippets as the film goes on in regards to what's really going on, it just keeps continually lying to you, if you like, and showing you imagery or presenting one thing and then giving you another, and you kind of start losing interest eventually because you just don't feel like what you're watching is worth the effort at times. And like I say, I do really feel like it's a shame because there's some clever stuff going on in this film, and for those of you out there that quite like horrors that, you know, have got a little bit more under the surface of them, and for a low budget horror, I think this presents things particularly well. There might be certainly things here for you to enjoy, but ultimately it's a little bit of a disappointment for me, in a sense of it's fairly predictable. What it presented was exactly what I thought it was going to be by the end, and that's how it turned out to be. But there's some decent ideas as well here at the same time. So I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 10. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you like this review, and of course I will be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.